Hello there, Sagittarius. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your April 2022 career and money reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all your support of my channel. Okay, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with your animal spirit guide. Mouse spirit, tend to the small things. Really interesting. This is about taking a look at the details, and they're saying contracts, especially if you're going to be signing any kind of contract or loan agreement or, any financial papers, to be taking a really close look at the details, bank statements, about making sure, Sag, that you're not looking too much at the big picture. We need to keep our eye on the big picture of where our career and money, the goals that we have or what we're trying to attain. But there is something coming up this month that you want to make sure that you're taking a look at the small things. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Really interesting energy there. I feel like you have something new coming on your horizon, and that could be why you really need to take a look at the details, right? So if you're signing a contract for a new job or even a project, taking on some new project, like if you're a freelance or something like that, taking a really good look at contracts or financial statements. If you're planning on making any big purchases, just making sure, that you understand all the details, or selling real estate, something like that. Make sure that you're looking at those details. A loyal heart, really nice energy. Loyal heart, this could be a soulmate, like, a romantic interest. But with the loyal heart, it's about being loyal, and not only to others or, to your customers, your clients, your employer. It's also about being loyal to yourself. When you're looking at the small details, about something in your life. It is also about taking a look at how does that affect you, really kind of being really loyal to yourself. You may have, overgiven in a past situation, and now it's this energy of making sure that you are on a track that is in alignment with who you are and who you are becoming. Really nice energy. Okay, so for this reading, we're doing a little bit of a different spread. I'm going to take a look at your present energy for this month, your greatest obstacle, and then we'll take a look at your strength and an area of improvement over this next month in your career and money sector. And then finally, advice from spirit and the outcome if you take the advice. But Sag, remember, you always have free will, so you can always choose to make the decision that you think is best for you. And look at this. This just popped out. Ace of Wands. This is your present energy. See, I'm not surprised because I was getting that, something new on your path. We also have, the big Jupiter and Neptune conjunction coming up, Pluto retrograde. There's a lot astrologically that is coming up. We also have a full moon in Libra, which is helping to bring balance into your life. But this is, with this Pisces energy, and now this conjunction and the Pluto retrograde, it's about really opening up to new ideas, and going after, because you have this new moon in Pisces, like really starting your own business or moving to a new city, buying a new house, making some big purchase, all of that, just taking a new job, taking on a new project, because they keep saying project to me. But this is an energy of you just being passionate. But here's your caution, right? Making sure that you're looking at the small details. The Ace of Wands can sometimes be this spontaneous, energy. You just get really passionate about something and it's inspiration. And it's kind of like, okay, I'm going for it, right? And it is your energy. But it is this energy of also make sure that you're looking at those details. Don't rush too quickly. Okay, so let's see what your biggest obstacle is. The Star, wishing upon, wishing. Law of attraction, trying to bring in something brand new. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like, I feel like something comes in and, you may be holding back for some reason. And I don't think it's because of the details. It's like a sense of holding back out of fear. Yeah, we have Eight of Swords on the bottom. So it's really your self-doubt. This card, I love this card because I think it really embraces that energy of Eight of Swords. You see the angel is inside that cage, right? But the angel is looking down, is doubting, that they can get out of this cage. They can step into something brand new. And yeah, at the same time, look, the cage is actually open. The top of the cage is open. All the angel has to do is stand up and walk out of the cage. The cage represents the fears, the boundaries, the doubts that we perceive for ourselves. Not necessarily that anybody else is putting onto us, right? Some of those beliefs come from, our childhood, our situations in life, that type of thing, but they are self-imposed. The Eight of Swords is all about self-imposed, not understanding that we can get out of the situation that we're in. All we have to do is, in the traditional tarot, she's wearing a blindfold. All she has to do is take the blindfold off, right? Here you are, the angel in this cage, and it's all about recognizing that you have an opportunity to be true to you, to take a step in the direction that you want to go. The new moon in Pisces. Pisces is all about that dreamy type of energy, kind of like, expanding your horizons, going in a new direction. And that's what you have with this Ace of Wands. Really nice energy. Okay, so let's go see what your strength is in your career and money sector. King of Swords. This is a sense of looking at the details, right? The King of Swords is very analytical, very logical, isn't going to make a quick decision, looks at all of the details and everything. So I kind of like that this is showing up here because it does mean that you are looking at the details. The flip side of the King of Swords is that there's no passion. The King of Swords is only looking at the bottom line, right? The King of Swords is only looking at the profit and loss statement. The King of Swords is not necessarily kind of like a spontaneous person, and also can be a little bit stubborn. So there could be this energy, especially with the star crossing you, this energy of almost like analysis is paralysis, right? Paralysis by analysis. It's this energy of, if you overanalyze the situation, you're never going to have this spontaneous moment. And now we have the Seven of Swords on the bottom. Another energy of holding yourself back. Of, the Seven of Swords, it is this sense of betrayal, of holding ourselves back or allowing other people to hold us back. It can sometimes be about lies and everything. But I think in this reading, it's also indicating this sense of being independent and this sense of embracing your uniqueness. Of not allowing your uniqueness to hold you back. You may be over analyzing the situation because you're thinking, oh, I don't fit in, or what I have to offer isn't good enough. There's this sense of, no, embrace who you are, your uniqueness, your independence, embrace that and move forward. Really nice. Once again, they're showing me loyal heart, be loyal to yourself. If you have somebody in your life that is somebody that really and truly supports you for who you are, and you can trust that person. It is, perhaps about confiding in that person. Maybe some of your fears that are holding you back from taking this new start. Okay, so let's take a look at your area of improvement, or the lesson that you're kind of working on in this situation. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. This sense of loss. You could have, or this sense of feeling you may lose. Right? The Five of Pentacles is about, literally losing money, So you could have lost money in a past situation, and that energy is still with you. You're afraid to take a risk, afraid to step out and try something new. With that Seven of Swords on the bottom about really embracing who you really are. Some of you may feel like, with the Five of Pentacles here, that you really don't fit in, that you're just so different, or you have something so different to offer other people that you're afraid that it may not be embraced, it may not be loved. This is a sense of really embracing who you are and understanding that when you make that judgment call, okay, to be who you are, to be loyal to yourself, that the universe will back you and your 10 of Cups will come in. Now, the 10 of Cups is, that rainbows and sunshine type of energy, your true joy and abundance, and perhaps, a romantic partner coming in. But it really is, the 10 of Cups is something that your heart is really wanting you to do. It's wishing, and then having your wishes come true. I really love this energy. So let's take a look at the advice that you have from Spirit. I mean, I feel like the reading is a pretty, pretty clear about taking steps to follow your own heart, to step into this energy of, moving forward, almost in a stubborn energy of moving forward with something that is true to you, to who you want to be, and not to be too concerned about being unique and being independent. So let's see what your advice is here. Three of Swords. We're going to go ahead and clarify this one. So the Three of Swords, I have the Page of Wands and then the Sun underneath that. Really nice energy. Once again, I feel like you had some disappointment in the past, and then the World card underneath that. There's this sense that there's, a situation in the past. The Three of Swords is about something didn't work out the way that you thought it would. You could have started your own business, and then it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. You may feel because of that, you were putting yourself out there. You were being your own unique self, and no one embraced what you had to offer. You could have taken a job that you thought was going to be, the epitome of the best job for you. You were really excited about it. And now all of a sudden, it's not turning out to be the way that you wanted it to be. There's this sense that you're having to learn something through this situation. It's about embracing this painful, feeling here, disappointment. Something hasn't happened the way that you thought it would be. There's a lesson here to be learned, because that lesson is going to help you bring in the joy and abundance. It's going to help you step into this new world. Yes, so let's go ahead and clarify this. Sometimes, it's the card underneath that is the Six of Swords. They're saying, see the silver lining in this black cloud. Whatever occurred in the past, it was on your path for a certain reason, some special lesson that you were supposed to learn. Maybe in the past, you signed a contract, but you didn't look at the fine line. You didn't look at the details of the contract, and maybe that's why you got burned. I don't know, the story, they're telling me the story about Walt Disney. He actually lost his very first character because of something he didn't read in the contract. And the company that he was working for when he made his very first, I think it was the Mortimer Mouse character, he lost all of the rights to that character by some, little detail in the contract. And, it was devastating to him because he had so much of his livelihood put into that character. But it's interesting. He, on the train back from New York City back to LA, I guess, California, wherever he was, I guess LA, he created the next character who ended up being Mickey Mouse and causing, and bringing him all of that abundance. And I feel like that's the type of situation you're on. Like, if you are really feeling down and out about a certain situation, it's okay, because there's something in this that you're going to learn. And it may have something to do with looking at the fine details. Yes. So we have the Nine of Cups and the Page of Swords. It's about learning the truth of what it is that you truly want. For some of you, this situation that you are disappointed about was kind of taken away from you. That situation ended up being a disappointment because it's not really at the basis of who you truly are and what you truly want. It's once again going back to what it is that you truly want. You may have thought that this was what you really wanted, right? But there is a true sense, because we've had the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. It's about learning what you truly want and going after what it is that you want. Yes. And then we end up with the Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups. After looking at a lot of options, you're coming into a reality of who it is that you are and what it is that you want, right? So Sag, this is your energy, creative, very entrepreneur. To me, the Queen of Wands is like the epitome of a empress, a junior empress, right? Just really embracing who you are, what you have to offer to the world, being really confident in it. Like, I feel like that is somewhat of the lesson that you are learning through this, is that you really do have a creative nature. You have a great idea. You have the ability to create whatever it is that you want. And something has left you just feeling like what you have is not good enough, or won't work. It's going to work. Some of it is divine timing, right? Some of it is just embracing, just realizing that what you have is, worth continuing to work on, worth putting back out there, because there is something really beautiful for you coming in with this World card and the Sun. I mean, that's just amazing. All right, so let's see what we have here. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? A sense of putting your compassion into yourself. So this is a Buddha quote. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. And that is one of the things that is really hard for us to understand, is that sometimes we can be very forgiving and compassionate to others, but we forget to be forgiving and compassionate to ourselves. If you think about it, a life where you never take a risk and go in a new direction, right, is rather boring. It's not you, Sag, right? You do, at the end of our life, right, we want to look back and say, okay, I took a risk. Okay, maybe it didn't turn out the way that I thought it was going to be initially, but something happened when I really decided to be stubborn almost and go after what it is that I want. The universe backs you, and then the abundance and the joy and the happiness come in. So let us to pull one law of attraction. This is law of attraction for career and money. So let's pull one here. And Sag, I do personal readings. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. Okay, so let's see. Flow. Riches flow into my life in many ways and from many different directions. They're bringing me back to this. It's, it sometimes when we have something that we're really passionate about, and the abundance does not come through that one way, right? You may have some abundance come in that way, some money or, abundance in some way come in that way. You could have a lot of happiness, and joy, because the Sun card is about happiness and joy. So say, for instance, you put out your idea and you got some, material abundance out of it, but you also really were passionate about it, right? Well, the universe may not bring you the material abundance you want in that one way, but it's about taking a look at the other avenues that abundance may flow into. You may inherit some money. You may get some type of insurance settlement, or things will literally fall into your lap, because when you're in alignment with what your heart truly wants, what happens is the universe will find ways for the money or the material goods that you are wanting to flow to you, even if it's not exactly in alignment with what it is that you're putting out to the world. Because when you're in alignment with what your true gifts are and giving that out to the world, sending it out into the universe in order to help the collective, in order to help others, the universe will reward you. It may not come through that that flow of money that you're expecting, but it will come to you. And that is really the most interesting thing about the law of attraction, is that sometimes we get the abundance that we're seeking, but it doesn't necessarily come in one direction. It can come from many directions. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it there, Sag. I do wish you much love and light in this situation, all your situations. If you did resonate, please consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.